Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good morning to all the viewers. I'm Hirul Dadia. Clearly, fresh record highs is what we are seeing in terms of markets. Though we have seen some bit of cooling off that has happened and we've hit a low of around 19,760 so far. Overall, we opened at levels of around 19,800 in trade today. And you have Bank Nifty, which is clearly outperforming the benchmark indices in trade. How many sessions we are going to be away from that 20,000 mark in terms of Nifty 50 is what is everyone's guess from here on. But let's quickly head across to the movers and shakers of trade today. Joining us on the show is Avinash Goraskshakar to discuss more. Avinash, good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Kiran.
Avinash, let's start with Reliance Industries. It's going to be an interesting day of trade with regards to where Reliance goes in today's session. From tomorrow, today you have all the F&O contracts that go away. This could mean that the volumes in terms of the cash market also could be pretty high. What is your view and what would you advise investors to do with RIL?
Yeah, I think Hiral, as far as Reliance is concerned, I think the big trigger point is the demerger of the Geo Financial Services business. I think 20th July is the demerger record date. My sense is that I think this business is going to be a very big opportunity and is going to create a lot of disruption in the financial services market. So I think you're going to see a lot of action on the Geo Financial Services stock, which hopefully should get listed soon. But I think clearly for all the businesses of Reliance, if you look at the retail business, the telecom business, and the oil and gas business, I think tailwinds continue to be quite positive. We expect GRMs to be pretty solid. At the same time, retail and geo business is also doing very well. My sense is that the stock could possibly see a little bit of uptick in the very near term, although the price has moved up quite sharply in anticipation of the geo stock demerger. But clearly a price of around 3,100 to 3,150 is possible over the next 6 to 12 months. So I think any correction should be used as an opportunity to accumulate the stock here. We believe long-term prospects continue to be quite bright, considering the core business improvement and the demerger value unlocking, which is going to happen very soon.
Right. And with all of this said and done, Avinash, any update in terms of what happens after the Geo Financial listing on the exchanges? Because the stock will remain as the 51st stock in Nifty 50 for 3 days at least.
Yeah, I think I think broad estimates by analysts figure out that the fair value for Geo Financial stock could be anywhere between 175 to 225 odd rupees. And I think considering the kind of balance sheet size Geo commands, around 150,000 crores, definitely it's going to be a large kind of stock where a lot of institutional interest is going to come in. And I think over the next, say, 1 to 2 quarters, you could see a lot of institutional participation here, because obviously the market size is huge, and the kind of disruption this company is expected to make in the financial services market is going to actually keep the stock in limelight for a long time. So I think probably 175 to 225 is the starting. Thereafter, how the company performs, what are the kind of numbers, plus the management commentary. I believe the management team is also top class. We have Mr. KV Kamath, who's the MD and the main person who's going to spearhead the company's operations. So I think all things apart, I think it would be an interesting listing, and I think markets are awaiting for this company to get going, so that a lot of value gets unlocked for Reliance in totality.
Right. Moving on, IndusInd Bank reported numbers, strong moves coming in there. The stock is at a 52-week high already. And you have brokerages which have gone ahead and revised the target price as well on the positive side. What's your view, and what would you advise investors to buy at current levels?
So I think numbers have come out pretty solid. My sense is that even at the current odd levels, if one were to take a next 12 to 15-month kind of time frame, I would believe that these numbers are definitely solid, much better than what the street expected. And I think the next 3 to 4 quarters are also equally going to be strong. So we are telling our clients to accumulate this stock on every decline. Our sense is that this kind of growth momentum could also be felt in the year, coming year, that is FY24, and I think numbers could get better in the second half of this financial year.
Right. From an earnings perspective, you have L&T Technologies as well, and it seems that the brokerages are cautious. And overall, if you see from a stock performance as well, it seems to, that the stock has failed to excite the street as well. What's your view?
So I think LTT has reported a disappointing set of numbers. If you see sequentially, the revenue was down almost by 2%. The profit after tax was also down by about 5 to 6%. And I think the commentary was very cautious. Although the management guided that they would be maintaining their guidance, I believe that at least the next 1 or 2 quarters, Hiral, are going to be challenging. And I think the markets are already reflecting that in the stock prices of this company. I would be of the believer that it would be a little, it would take a little more time before we could see earnings visibility coming back again. So maybe the second half of FY24 could be a lot better, but maybe the second quarter is also going to be a soft quarter. And I think it's a hold from our side. We would suggest investors to be a little cautious and not preempt any positivity immediately as of now. So I think let's wait for the Q2 numbers, but it's a hold for the existing investors, and fresh buying is definitely not advised.
That's a fresh buying, not advice on this one. Moving on, you have a hero motor that is in focus as well in today's session. One is with regards to the new launch, and secondly, overall auto space has been in focus as well in the last couple of months. What's your view on a hero motor?
I think, see, Hero MotoCorp has been a stark underperformer for a very long time, and I think two-wheeler sector in general for the last 2 to 3 years have players have seen a struggling growth, except some exceptions like TVS Motors. So I think since the two-wheeler sector is now bouncing back into vigor, volume growth is much stronger, and hopefully a good monsoon is going to trigger a lot of rural demand, which indirectly should benefit Hero MotoCorp. I think Hero MotoCorp is now making a very strong comeback in the premium bikes. They launched the Harley Davidson bike at a very competitive price. So I think markets are quite excited that probably in the next 1 or 2 quarters we could see volumes, increasing significantly here. And most importantly, my sense is that the electric vehicle bike segment is also something they are focusing on. So clearly, we have been telling our clients to accumulate the stock, around 3,000 or below 3,000 odd rupees. We could expect a strong outperformance here, considering both Bajaj and TVS have already outperformed significantly. This is a stock which possibly has the best, risk reward bet if one has the, time frame of at least next to 12 to 15. So we have a hold, but it's a buy on decline.
A buy on decline coming on that one. Moving on, NTPC, Power Grid, SJVN, all these three counters seeing some smart moves in today's session. What's the reason, and what would you advise investors to do?
Yeah, I think power generation is a kind of a very strong vertical which most market participants are betting on. Most of the FIs, institutional participants are now looking at this sector as a green sector, and I think within this, the renewable space, the green energy space is something where NTPC is doing a lot of aggressive kind of expansion. My sense is that this is a long-term opportunity. I mean, it's not a short-term quarter-to-quarter kind of trade, but somebody who wants to take a 12 to 18-month time frame can definitely look at NTPC, considering that they are very well positioned in terms of their generation capacity, in terms of their average blended cost of debt. So I think it's all about execution here. If they do it in time, then I think the benefits would be quite significant. So we have a hold on the stock. We believe that over the next, say, 1 to 2 years, green energy renewables could possibly, re-rate this stock further.
At a re-rating that could be on the cards as well going ahead. Amara Raja, Avinash saw some major exits happening yesterday, 14% block deals. Good names that have entered the counter as well. What's your view? Because both the battery companies, Amara and Exide, not too much action that we've seen lately.
No, I think my sense is, this is a oligopoly market, and I think as you are also aware that commodity prices, especially lead and zinc, have come down quite significantly. So I think that should boost up the margin pressure quite significantly in the coming quarters, and hopefully, the automobile market. If you look at the commercial vehicle, the tractor market, as well as the two-wheeler market, I think things are improving. Volume growth is pretty strong, so I think that should benefit Amara Raja. Of course, the sell-off which was seen in the stock was because of the sell-off by some large shareholder in the market. But I think definitely longer term, this company has a decent kind of future, and I think going forward, they're also looking at putting up a lithium battery plant, which also should get operationalized over the next, say, couple of years. So I think it's not a bad deal, but at the same time, I think you need to have a little more patience in this counter. It's a slow-moving stock, but yes, balance sheet-wise, the capital allocation-wise, the company seems to be well positioned.
Right. Moving on, KI Industries is another one that just came to my radar right now. Volumes are more than 2 times. It's already trading at a 52-week high today, and some good up move to the range of around 14 to 15% coming in on that count. So what's your view?
No, I think KEI Industries also should do well. I think yesterday we had Polycab numbers, and I think KEI operates in the same industry vertical. The cable and electrical wire businesses do has done extremely well for Polycab, and I think the same development could be seen in KEI numbers. Our sense is that the company is sitting on a very strong order book, and they have made a conscious effort to get into the B2C segment. Where the margins are much better than the B2B segment. So I think overall markets are probably betting on KEI also looking at Polycab numbers, which should be definitely also be better and should surprise the markets.
Right. Avinash, any other names which are newsmakers of the day which you think could be good buying opportunities for investors?
Yeah, I think we believe the real estate space, would be an interesting bet. I think Bangalore-based companies, specifically Gurgaon-based companies, I think we met 2-3 companies recently. One of them was Brigade Enterprises. We believe that Brigade has a very, diversified kind of business model. Plus, prices in Bangalore market have stabilized. Plus, they've got a lot of new projects coming up. So, Brigade Enterprises is definitely a company which we like. And the other company in the Gurgaon market is Anantraj. Anantraj is a company which is now getting into data centers. Plus, they have a large, kind of property parcel in Gurgaon sector 68, which I think is, showing a decent kind of growth. So I think both these companies probably should come out with better Q1 numbers, and plus the management commentary should be equally promising. So I think these are small mid-cap bets, but I think they should do well considering the positive tailwinds in the real estate market.
So these are a few names that one should be betting on as well. Thank you, Avinash, so much for joining us on the show and sharing those views. That's all that we have on this side. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime. Thank you.